Hello guys, it's me Zane and I kill plants just like you, and I'm not ashamed of that, so yeah, here we go. So I thought if that's a thing that we all do, let's make a rebound session, let's make a collaborative confession thingy here. I am gonna show you the plants which are just failing me or just I'm failing them. I'm gonna show you different plants in different stages of death, I guess. So yeah, if you're curious about different plant deaths on my channel, subscribe to my channel. Well, that's the most anti-advertisement-y thing I said about my channel, so yeah, do that. Also, you can check out my Instagram. Let's start this video. Now, the first thing which I want to tell you, not all these plants which you see here are dead, but definitely there are different stages and different ideas in my mind about them, so let's check them out. I would say I made a numbered list, but no, I made a list of houseplants which are not doing good right now, or they weren't doing good in the past. Okay, let's start on this side. Now, the first thing which I'm gonna talk about is this gorgeous, oh my god, this is my Kokedama project Dendrobium nobile. If you're a long-time subscriber, you might remember when I made this, and if you wanna say, oh shit, I knew it would fail, I knew it! Well, guess what? It was all about me. This plant is an orchid, which since is an epiphyte, it can definitely live like that. It's not like upside down or anything, it's normal. Before anybody will like tell something like, oh, it's torture, but it's not. Inside this moss ball there is a plastic, how you say that, white thingy that is really lightweight. Foam. I cannot remember that. Well, for my life I cannot remember what is that, how it is called, but whatever, that's the actual central part. Then I actually tied sphagnum moss around it and mounted the plant on it, and it was doing really well, and then I stopped watering it. At some point I just lost interest with this plant because I don't know. This is the Dendrobium Spring Dream Apollon, which is just a very popular Dendrobium nobile, so I'm like not really fond of it because it's like everywhere. At this point it would be easier for me to actually throw this into the trash and find another one which is a lot healthier and a lot more hydrated for like €1, because they are always on a discount, because they are always reblooming them in these nurseries and sending out into these garden centers, so it's really easy to find it. It's not a very special plant, and I actually lost interest in growing this one like this. So instead of me not being a complete idiot and not like intentionally not watering it and pulling it up and growing it that way, no, I left it there, and I left it without water for a long time. So by now this plant is just really dehydrated. I should have watered it like every day because, you know, it's kind of a mound, but who the f does have time for that? Well, bitch, not me. And yesterday I was just watering my plants and I saw this one. I took it and throw it into the trash. So yeah, there was like no problems with it. I just lost my interest since it was looking not really good. I thought, well, you're gonna go into the trash, baby. Since this was an orchid, let's talk about not an orchid this time. This was a succulent. Right now, this is just a sad reminder that this was a living plant some time ago. And this is again completely my fault. I keep my succulents usually in these clay pots, and since I have proper winters with temperatures below zero, in the winter time I bring my succulents inside, and they're like residing in between the double pane window, so there is like colder temperatures for that, which is perfectly fine for these, and you know, they need that actual cold effect. And in the summertime, they are going outside, they are residing outside in the sunshine, and they are getting everything that they are getting. And every winter, I'm forced to literally remove, when I bring them inside, I'm forced to literally remove every dead leaf and stuff, because, you know, it's really not good if pests are hiding there, so I really have to do a big cleanup with them. But somehow a few mealybugs still manage to come inside with my plants, and they are just terrorizing my plants all winter long, and I'm just battling with them all winter long. And somehow one mealybug always just survives and they can repopulate. Now that was the case with this plant. The mealybugs just came back and ruined everything, and they just kept coming back, and I was just so tired of the mealybugs being there and nothing helped, that I was like, okay, I will bring it outside in the outside world where there are natural predators and natural rain and stuff. It will take care of the mealybugs. I don't fucking care at this point, just leave me alone, mealies, okay? Well, this succulent gave up on its life. I think this was one of my favorite succulents. Echeveria purpusorum, I guess, something like that. Maybe the Echeveria diogenes. Not sure right now, because I think, no, I'm not sure right now. I'm not sure, but sometime I will find it again and maybe I will purchase it again, so it's okay for me. This is what happened. I'm not like sad about that or anything, because, you know, I was just rather not looking at it. Another plant failed, completely my fault, and I'm not sad, not ashamed. You should not judge me. Now let's take a look at my other side, because let's shake up things a little bit. Let's look at my other side, where you can find my Strelitzia and my variegated monstera. Let's talk about the Strelitzia, the birds of paradise. I love this plant. Now, when I got this plant, I really was looking for the biggest plant, because usually these garden centers are coming with the birds of paradise, which are like literally this small, and I was about to like rebloom them, which still did not happen, but you know, it's still a young plant. But I managed to pick up a plant which was double the size of the other ones, and I really loved it, and it was growing in new leaves and stuff. Last summer it had more leaves, and somehow the stems of these big leaves, they are not really adapted to like big winds. And a lot of stems with the leaves on were broken because of the weight of the leaves. I had to tie these up because I don't want these to like break or whatever, so I'm just tying these up. I don't want anything to happen to them. And actually this summer I found another location for this plant. Last year it was really windy. Not going back there. This one is not going back there, definitely. So I was left with these leaves which were like half broken on the plant, and in the winter time I skipped a few waterings. Those leaves which were like already damaged, they were like, oh well, I will give up on life, I guess. So I actually had a lot of leaves which were just drying up and stuff. So yeah, so right now I'm just keeping an eye on it. I'm watering it every time I see that it needs water or whatever. Right now I'm really happy for this new leaf which is like growing here. This is my Phalaenopsis orchid. Yeah. Every now and then I get a Phalaenopsis which is not doing great for me. I don't know the reason. All my other Phalaenopsis are like just perfectly fine, because they are like really easy orchids. They're complex hybrids made for the home. You can actually like kill them with knives and they will come back from the dead. If you know a thing or two about orchids, they can be really easy. Now, every now and then I get an individual which is like, well, I'm gonna be fussy, bitch. I'm not so fond of Phalaenopsis orchids because these complex hybrids are really just, well, you know, meh. At this point, I'm not even sure what happened to this orchid. It just started to look bad after a time, and the root system is still good on it. The root system is definitely there and it's absorbing moisture, but the leaves start to drop. There is like no evidence of stem rot, and also no evidence of root rot, and also no evidence of crown rot. So there is no rotting issue with this plant. And well, I kind of like this plant because this was the magic art thingy, which is like a little bit more special complex Phalaenopsis hybrid, so that was are a bit more closer to my heart, let's say, but you know. Right now, I don't think I can save this orchid because this is the last leaf and it's really like dehydrated, and I will cut into the stem and we will see if it was fusarium or not. At this point, I hope it's fusarium, but you know, anything can happen. I'm not like sad about it, it's just dying. I will throw it out and that's all. And the last plant is my tiny variegated monstera. You know, I have a bigger variegated monstera. This is the Monstera borsigiana albo variegata. I just hope I remember the name correctly. Once I said albo borsigiana, which I think is incorrect, but I'm just like confusing these names, so whatever. So this plant was a part of that bigger plant which I have. You know, it wasn't in the best shape when I bought it because it wasn't already on a discount, and this was part of it. When I repotted this whole plant, I potted this one up separately. It was a shock because I had to cut some roots, and this one, when I repotted, I realized that the root system was basically non-existent on the plant. It had a really tiny root system. Actually, I hope that the root system is bigger right now on this plant. I think it is. I had this big leaf which was already like this partial leaf when I got it, so that's not good. And after it, when I repotted it, I got these smaller leaves because, you know, there was a root loss and the shock of repotting. And the last leaf which is on this plant is really tiny because it's this leaf. You might say, oh no, you need to cut it. Well, no. The Monstera borsigiana albo variegata actually can revert to full white growth, which is not great because the plant cannot photosynthesize. Some people are like, I don't get it. Some people are like, they're getting one single leaf on a shoot, which is like perfectly white with no green in it, and they are like freaking out that, oh my god, you need to cut it, oh my god, I need to cut it because it's reverted into white, and oh my god, what am I going to do? That's not the end of the world. One single white leaf won't mean that the plant is actually reverted into full white shoot, because the coloration on the leaf is determined by the portion of the stem from where the leaf stem is growing out. So there can be still green tissue inside the stem even if the last leaf is just fully white, and that's the case with this one. The next leaf, which is already growing here, as much as I can tell it right now, is going to be bigger than this one. By the way, this one is this tiny because, you know, it's tiny because it's like fully white, and these white parts tend to be a little bit smaller and stuff. So the next leaf which is growing, I think it will be bigger than this previous leaf. There's more green on it. It seems that at least the half of the leaf will be green, and you can actually see the setback on the plant because it was growing smaller structures. Now it's gaining back its energy. I just wanted to show you that not all the plants which I fucked up a little bit are just going to die and I'm just going to throw them out. No, nothing like that. So yeah, I just wanted to show you these, let's say, plant fails, because definitely there can be some plant fails in your collection and stuff. So it's not like uncommon. Everybody will kill plants. So yeah, that was my video for today, and I hope you liked it. If you liked it, click on the like button. You can subscribe to this channel. You can click on the bell button so you get notifications every time I post a new video. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can do my Instagram quizzes because they are fun. And see you next time. Bye guys.